Traditional tobacco cigarettes have been smoked for centuries, but the health dangers associated with them came to light only since the 1960s. It is now accepted that when tobacco cigarettes are smoked, the body takes in an alarming list of poisonous gases and toxic chemicals. According to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, 70 of the toxic chemicals inhaled by smokers can cause cancer. Since the first introduction in this country some 15 years ago of e-cigarettes or vaping, there has been an explosion of use in Hawaii. Now, nearly 650 stores and outlets across the state sell vape liquids, tanks, and other vaping accessories. By law, adults in Hawaii can make a choice whether or not to vape, but it is illegal here for anyone under the age of 21 to use, possess, or purchase vape products. Hawaii's youth are largely ignoring the law, and it is no exaggeration to say we are in the depths of a public health emergency affecting our young. Thousands of Hawaii high school, middle school, and even elementary school children are illegally vaping, and for many, vaping is their first experience inhaling nicotine. And vaping can become a pathway for them to become addicted first to the nicotine in vape products, then later to the nicotine in tobacco cigarettes, or eventually addiction to both. When we return, our investigation into Hawaii's youth vaping epidemic and a talk with teenagers now in the grip of addiction to nicotine from vaping.
I am not a stranger to the dark. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me.
Live your healthier with Hawaii Pacific Health.
This is me.
Every week, union members in carpentry and drywall across the state go to work, building the projects and facilities that improve everyone's quality of life, and in support of fair wages and benefits that will create lifetime opportunities for all of us, now and for generations to come. Let's build a better Hawaii, together. A message from the Hawaii Regional Council of Carpenters, Hawaii's Carpenters Union.
Bob is my best employee.
Bob gets me paid faster.
Bob controls access to my bank accounts.
Bob, the first small business online banking service that gives small businesses big business tools, like multi-user logins, online bill pay, automated collections and payments, and mobile check deposit for no monthly fee.
Bob works for my small business.
Small business online banking from Central Pacific Bank.
Can I take a hit?
In recent years, when the electronic or e-cigarette industry started selling its nicotine delivery devices, products were marketed as a safer alternative to traditional combustible cigarettes. The federal government now calls that marketing illegal, saying the claim is not supported scientifically. But e-cigarettes or vaping was quickly taken over by the young, many of whom had never tried traditional cigarettes and still never have. Because it is illegal in Hawaii to buy or use vape products under the age of 21, for teens and even those younger, part of the attraction is because it's forbidden. How widespread is vaping? Available national figures show that 20% of teenagers on the mainland vape. As disturbing as that figure is, we were told that the rate of use is even higher by our young people here. Kevin Ramirez is the statewide youth coordinator of the nonprofit Hawaii Public Health Institute, based in downtown Honolulu. The organization has taken a lead role in teaching the young about the dangers of vaping.
So here in the state of Hawaii, we've actually been way higher than 20%. We were at 25% in 2017. So Hawaii has had a youth epidemic before nationally, before it was declared nationally. Here in Hawaii, the 2017 data shows our high school kids are vaping at 26%. Middle school kids are vaping at 15%. And these are state averages. We have data broken down by county in our neighbor islands. It's as high as 50% in Maui for high school kids and 35% on the Big Island for middle school kids. And the youngest kids that I've heard been caught vaping at schools are elementary school students as young as 3rd grade.
Christine Russo has served as a teachers union lobbyist and a public high school teacher.
It's an epidemic and it continues to grow.
The John A. Burns School of Medicine knows tobacco well. In 1998, Hawaii and nearly all other states entered into a settlement with the country's 4 major tobacco companies to end claims for smoking-related deaths and illnesses. It was worth billions and the largest settlement in U.S. history. Hawaii's share helped pay for the construction of the John A. Burns School of Medicine. Dr. Elizabeth Tam is chair of the school's Department of Medicine and has been a member of the task force helping to direct Hawaii's share of the settlement. She worries about vaping's effects on Hawaii's youth.
How would you describe vaping in Hawaii, the extent of it?
Oh, I'm so worried that vaping is truly an epidemic, particularly among our very young people.
Anthony McCurdy is a teachers union representative and a public high school teacher.
It's grown in drastic proportions over the last couple of years, and you see it more and more. It's not going away.
Vaping devices heat liquids that turn into an aerosol that the user inhales. Marijuana derivatives and other drugs can also be vaped, but it is mostly the highly addictive tobacco ingredient nicotine in various strengths that is in the liquids loaded by the user into the vaping device's little tanks or purchased in cartridges. The design of the devices has changed dramatically in recent years.
These devices here are some of the older box mod devices and mech mod devices that came out probably 2010 and after. As you can see, there's different sizes, but they're all pretty big, heavy, clunky, and complicated with multiple parts, unscrewing coils, cotton, wicks, all kinds of things, with these big old batteries.
But as the popularity of vaping has grown, devices have become disguised and much more difficult to recognize, some looking like computer attachments or even makeup accessories.
So if you're in the classroom, how would you hide this?
These are all pretty small. The smallest one I have is about that size. So if I'm in the classroom, just put it in the palm of my hand.
When we return, e-cigarette marketing to the young, the increasing alarm over vaping damage to the body, and underage vaping, not just on school campuses, but even in the classroom.
Matt Levi Investigates is brought to you in part by Kamehameha Schools, supporting efforts to create safe and healthy spaces for our keiki and communities.
If you enjoy having a 40-hour work week, give a union a shaka. If you value safer working conditions, family medical coverage, and paid sick leave, give a union a shaka. If you appreciate retirement benefits and better pay, let's see that shaka. Because it took 80 years of middle-class workers standing together to earn the many job benefits we all enjoy today. What can your union do for you? Why don't you ask them? A message brought to you by HGEA.
It has 5 days a week dedicated to it, sometimes more. It's the clatter of keyboards and the roar of trucks. It's earplugs and hairnets and hospital gloves. It's spreadsheets and sheets spread, late nights and early mornings. A profession, a trade, a leap of faith. To all those who work, we've got your back.
Can I take a hit?
I am not a stranger to the dark. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me.
Live your healthier with Hawaii Pacific Health.
This is me.
Matt Levi Investigates is brought to you in part by Surfco Chevy.
It has been difficult for vaping manufacturers to convince the public that this largely unregulated industry is not targeting underage youth, when candy-flavored nicotine-loaded vaping liquids are a large part of the sales inventory. Sean Anderson owns Black Lava Vape on the Big Island. He says for health reasons, vape shop owners don't want teens to start vaping and won't sell to them anyway because it's against the law.
What is your position as far as youth vaping is concerned?
Well, I think it's the same position that everybody has. It's something that's gotten out of control. Nobody is for teen vaping. No vape shops, nobody is. I mean, it's meant for adults, always has been meant for adults.
Anderson claims there is plenty of income for shop owners to be made without the teen market, from adults who buy vape products to get off traditional tobacco cigarettes. And he sides with manufacturers that flavored vape products are not aimed at the youth market.
But cotton candy, gummy bears, those things you're saying they're for adults?
Well, do you like cotton candy and gummy bears? I mean, you're an adult, right? I mean, when you turn 21, you didn't stop liking things that you liked when you were a kid.
We spoke to several teenagers who are among the thousands of Hawaii's young who illegally vape nicotine-based products. We agreed not to identify them or show their faces. Listen to the girls we'll call Ashley and Brianna.
How regularly do you guys vape?
Every day, 24/7, all day.
Are you addicted?
Super. Yes.
Addicted to nicotine?
Yes.
How bad? How badly?
On a scale, I would say 10 out of 10. Yeah. I would not be able to last a day without my vape. I would always find someone else that would let me use it if I didn't have mine. I agree with her. I can't last more than an hour, I think.
Listen to this 17-year-old boy we'll call Billy. He's been vaping nicotine products for about 3 years.
Are you hooked?
Yes, I would say so.
If you don't have your nicotine, what do you like?
I fidget around. I'm not comfortable sitting by myself, like just chilling.
And then when you get your nicotine, then what?
I'm cool. I feel a lot better.
Did you ever think you would be addicted to something?
No.
Once hooked, the ability to quit nicotine dependence is considered more difficult than quitting nearly all other dangerous drugs, including meth, opiates, and alcohol.
So nicotine is highly addictive. It is probably the most addictive of all the substances we hear about. It's clear that nicotine also increases the likelihood of addiction to other substances. That's why it's called a gateway drug. It actually rewires the brain so that the brain begs for more of these highly addictive substances.
According to Dr. Tam and other medical professionals, the long-term health consequences of vaping are still a mystery, and that is itself a cause for major concern. And there are increasing reports across the country of illnesses and physical harm believed directly linked to vaping. Listen to Ashley.
So from vaping, from my experience, I get chest pains and I get short of breath and it gets really difficult for me to breathe.
Because of vaping, you don't have the
stamina, yep. Get more tired faster.
So you can't play sports like you used to?
Yeah, cannot. Probably run up and down the court like 6 times, then I'll be exhausted.
Directly because you don't have the stamina because of vaping?
Yeah, because of vaping.
Sometimes the juice I get, some juices, they give me really bad headaches, like certain type of brands. So I know that that has a lot of chemicals in it. But then there's other brands that it's good. I don't get any headaches.
When we return, where kids get their vaping products and hidden vaping in the classroom.
Matt Levi Investigates is brought to you in part by Hawaiian Electric, empowering our 100% clean energy future.
Bob is my best employee.
Bob gets me paid faster.
Bob controls access to my bank accounts.
Bob, the first small business online banking service that gives small businesses big business tools, like multi-user logins, online bill pay, automated collections and payments, and mobile check deposit for no monthly fee.
Bob works for my small business.
Small business online banking from Central Pacific Bank.
Every week, union members in carpentry and drywall across the state go to work, building the projects and facilities that improve everyone's quality of life, and in support of fair wages and benefits that will create lifetime opportunities for all of us, now and for generations to come. Let's build a better Hawaii, together. A message from the Hawaii Regional Council of Carpenters, Hawaii's Carpenters Union.
If you enjoy having a 40-hour work week, give a union a shaka. If you value safer working conditions, family medical coverage, and paid sick leave, give a union a shaka. If you appreciate retirement benefits and better pay, let's see that shaka. Because it took 80 years of middle-class workers standing together to earn the many job benefits we all enjoy today. What can your union do for you? Why don't you ask them? A message brought to you by HGEA.
It has 5 days a week dedicated to it, sometimes more. It's the clatter of keyboards and the roar of trucks. It's earplugs and hairnets and hospital gloves. It's spreadsheets and sheets spread, late nights and early mornings. A profession, a trade, a leap of faith. To all those who work, we've got your back.
Underage kids tell us that vape shops are pretty strict about selling to minors. 24-hour vapes in IAEA seemed typical.
How do you make sure that kids aren't using the products that you sell?
I mean, when they come in, we ID them. If we have any inkling that they are underage, we have, ask them for their ID. And if they are underage, we ask them if they can please leave, It's simple as that.
We were told one way for minors to get around the law is simply to buy online.
What's the process for buying on the web?
You confirm with them that you're 21 or 21 years old or older, and then all you need to do is pick what you want and have a credit card under someone that is 21 or older.
Have you done that?
Yeah.
Are you 21?
No.
So how did you get away with it then?
I used my friend's card that was 21, and then I just paid them back and they had it sent to my house.
Adults will also buy vaping products and devices for minors. Sometimes those adults are close to home.
I get mines from my parents because I keep an open relationship with my parents. I get mine from my parents too, or just like from people that are willing to go get it for me.
So it doesn't bother your parents that it's illegal to give you?
They are bothered by it, but they rather me get it from them than to go out and ask someone else, and they get us like something weird. Yeah, compared to going behind their backs and, you know, something bad happening.
It's impossible to know what parents are doing with their kids, but I mean, that's up to the parents, right?
Vaping use in schools has reached increasingly higher levels. There's a story going around on the mainland of a student telling his friends after he came out of the school restroom, "Hey, someone put a toilet in the vape room." Listening to our teens, that story may not be much of an exaggeration.
How many school kids, high school, middle, and elementary school kids do you think vape?
Well, I see mostly everybody doing it, like way more than half of the people there. Everywhere you go, every corner you turn, you see somebody smoking.
And they told us vaping is both a public and private school thing.
So vaping isn't just a public school thing.
If anything, I think private school people are worse because they have the money. It's not only that, it's like, since they're so enclosed from the public, it's like, you know, they could be doing anything.
And you both know that from personal experience.
Yeah, I went to private school. Yeah. My family all go to private.
And there's vaping there.
Yeah.
Not only does it exist in schools, there does not seem to be that much effort to hide the illegal activity.
I've been told of second graders standing outside the school gate and selling. And that was 2 years ago. Who knows? It may be even earlier.
On this island?
No.
In Hawaii?
In Hawaii, yes. On another island. But I wouldn't doubt that it happens all over.
There's a kid walking down the hallway in front of me, and he's puffing away. And I said, "Excuse me, oh, you're vaping right here." And he's like, "No, mister, I wasn't vaping." I had a kid who plugged in his rechargeable Juul or whatever it was, plugged it into the wall. So I'm walking over, looking at this thing going, "What is this?" "Oh, mister, it's something for my phone." I'm like, really? Come on. I'm 50, but I know what this is.
Tell me about smoking in the classroom, vaping in the classroom. How easy is it to vape in school, in the classroom?
It's pretty easy.
How do you do it?
You can hide it under your shirt and just put your head down. Or you could just hold the device, the small device in your hand and just, make like you're coughing or all you have to do is turn around. It only takes a couple seconds and it's quiet. No one knows. You don't hear anything.
And no smoke comes out?
No. Like if you smoke regular, like every day, you're used to holding it in all the time. So once you hold it in for a couple good seconds, no smoke comes out.
I walk in, sit down, I just wait until the teacher turns around or do so. If she's distracted on something else, then I just vape.
And you just kind of hide it?
Bend down, tilt my head down and then just keep my eyes on her or him, then just vape. And when she looks, I just hold it in until the smoke vaporizes and then just blow it out. It's like holding your breath.
And in a class of maybe 25
Yeah,
kids?
25 kids.
How many kids would be vaping at the same time?
Yeah, four out of 25.
All at the same time?
All at the same time.
Teachers say vaping on school campuses puts them in a difficult position.
We're not law enforcement professionals, we're education professionals. Do we have to deal with behavioral issues? Do we have to deal with problems that arise? Yeah. But we shouldn't have to be the ones who are confiscating this. If this is a criminal matter, then we should be referring it to the police. The problem is, if it really is going to be a criminal matter, this is, I mean, the cops have enough to deal with outside of coming and arresting kids for vaping.
Teachers want to teach. Teachers don't want to have to be worried about, regulating whether or not, a student is using these products in the classroom. And of course, our job is to protect the kids that we, we're responsible for. But it is challenging, and these devices that deliver the nicotine, that Juul or other e-cigarette products, are able to be hidden really well. So it is a dilemma for teachers because, if I was to look out and if I was to see a kid and I see a vape cloud, but I don't see any product, I don't see any device in his or her hand, there's really very little that I can do.
As we've seen tonight, there is a public health emergency in our islands, directly affecting our children. It should be of concern to all of us, whether because of present and future health consequences to young people who now vape, or because of healthcare costs the community will pay down the road for medical treatment that could have been prevented. Underage vaping is against the law, and adults have the opportunity to teach their children and any child they care about that good citizens don't pick and choose which laws they will follow, and that part of growing up is learning and accepting that what might feel good for the moment can hurt you in the long run. This is a problem that will be solved by awareness and education, not legislation or arrests. And while vaping might be less dangerous than traditional cigarettes, our children should not choose either one, and instead breathe the precious gift given to us all, Hawaii's clean, fresh air. Thank you for joining us. I'm Matt Levi. Good night.
Matt Levi Investigates, brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, creating a healthier Hawaii. The Hawaii Tobacco Prevention and Control Trust Fund of the Hawaii Community Foundation. Kamehameha Schools, supporting efforts to create safe and healthy spaces for our keiki and communities. Servco Chevy. HGEA, working for Hawaii. The Hawaii Regional Council of Carpenters, Hawaii's Carpenters Union. Central Pacific Bank, going beyond. HEMIC, proudly taking care of Hawaii's businesses and workers. And Hawaiian Electric, empowering our 100% clean energy future.